is the book of Matthew, chapter 19, starting at verse 27. Then answered unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, before I continue, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, a double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, hopefully elect. I'm your brother Yahweh Call from Great Millstone Orlando camp, and it's a topic I've been meditating on for a few days, dealing with the seats of judgment. All right, because, and I'm gonna go to this real quick in Romans chapter 8. Romans chapter 8. In verse 17. And if children, then heirs, heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Hamashiach, because the kingdom of heaven by default is Yahushua's. Hold that. I'm gonna go to this real quick. Bear with me, because these people, they had their time to play. This has been pretty much a playground for wickedness. All right. So these people pretty much had their time to rule, to play, have fun. All right. But for the heirs, Lord willing, we are of that number. All right. To you kings in training, all right, our time is coming, because the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, is going to be exactly that, a king's dome, the king's domicile. All right, where the kings get the rule. All right. Revelation 12 and verse 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation. All right. What is this salvation? Deliverance from our enemies. All right. Deliverance from this hellhole that we are in, this captivity. Again, being kings in training, we are gods, but we die like mortal men, because it was never intended for us to now, it was a part of the Lord's intention. It was part of the Lord's plan for us to learn this lesson as heirs, joint heirs. All right, to teach the joint heirs a valuable lesson. But overall, it was never the Lord's intention on his precious sons, starting with the house first and foremost, to live like servants. If that makes sense. Now again, the Lord, the Heavenly Father, did have to teach us a lesson. All right, but overall, we were meant to live forever as kings, gods. All right, miniature Yahwehs, Yahweh Juniors. Again, in Revelation 12 and 10, it says, And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation and strength. All right. Royal power is coming back to the elect men. All right. You hopefully elect brothers. Power is coming back to you, to us. It says, In the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. All right, so the kingdom of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, which again by default the kingdom is it belongs to Yahushai. And we're going to be joint heirs with the Lord. Going back to that Romans 8 and 17. Because again, the king's domicile. All right. These people, they had their time to play. The nations, Esau, Eve, these women, everyone's had their time to play. Everyone's had their time to rule. All right. Matter of fact, I'm going to go back to that Matthew 19 real quick. In 29, it says, and everyone that have forsaken houses or brethren or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake shall receive an hundredfold and shall inherit everlasting life. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So you see, that was the point right there. All right. Because everyone had their chance. Everyone, you know, got to have their way. All right. But it's our time, and we are on the come up. All right. We on the come up, man. It's our time to play. It's our time to rule. It's our time. You know. Now going back to that Romans 8. Romans chapter 8 and verse 17 again. And if children, then heirs, heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Hamashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. All right. So, as I read before, you know, going back to that again in Matthew 19 and 28. And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, power, man, rulership, authority. All right. And Lord, when we are that number, this is what we're being set aside for. That's why, soon the second edges 8, this world is made for many, but the world that comes is made for few. And that's why I always say, you know, when it comes down to it overall, man, because none of this shit means anything to a God, to a king. All right. These jobs, these so-called women, none of this shit means anything. All this shit is small. You know, it's temporary. All right. Yeah, the Lord, he's going to put certain things around you to complement you in your walk and in servitude in your Yahweh Shema Shah. But overall, these things are small. These things don't mean nothing to a God. You know? So when it comes down to it, let these people have it. All right? Let these people have it, man. This is their time to play. This is their time. Let them have it. All right? Because our time is coming. And again, we're being set aside for judgment. All right? Seats for judgment. All right? Thrones of judgment. You know, again, which entails power, authority. All right? I'm gonna go to this. And again, like I said in the beginning, it was necessary for us to experience this. All right, because like the scriptures say, Yahushua being the captain of our salvation. All right, you know, Yahushua came as a man. He was born of a man and a woman. He came in the flesh to show us how to do it, to show us, to lay the blueprint for us on how it's done. All right. And that way, Yahushua, he could say that he's been there. He knows what we feel because he's been there. You know, he's been in our shoes. Yahushua, he's dealt with depression. He's dealt with everything that, you know, we can imagine, you know. And likewise, to you hopefully elect brothers, when your time of judgment comes and you're sat in that seat, all right, you sit in that seat of judgment. Hey, again, that's why I said it was necessary for us to go through this. You know, just like we suffer for Yahushua, we're going to be glorified with him as well, because the nations are going to have to be ruled over. You know, once we're transformed into those new bodies to where we can never sin again. All right. Like I mentioned with Yahushua, he was the captain of our salvation. He is the captain of our salvation. All right. And when it's time for us to rule, when it's time for us to judge, you know, hey, we can say the same thing. I've been there. I know what that feels like. You know, we're going to be able to judge righteously, righteous judgment, because we've been there. All right. You know, and like the scriptures say, don't you know that you shall judge the world? You shall judge angels. So how much more the smaller things, the smaller matters, roughly paraphrasing. And it starts with our spirit, ruling over our spirit. You know, control, discipline. All right. I'm going to go to this in Deuteronomy 1 and verse 15. So I took the chief of your tribes, wise men, and known, and made them heads over you, captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, and captains over fifties, and captains over tens, and officers among your tribes. And I charged your judges at that time, saying, hear their causes between your brethren, and judge righteously between every man and his brother and the stranger that is with him. Ye shall not respect persons in judgment, but ye shall hear the small as well as the great. Ye shall not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is God's. And the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear it. Because you see, whenever it comes to, you know, being in a position of judgment, it's the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, you know, that spirit of discernment, which again, this is what we're learning on a day-to-day basis. All right, this is what we learn on a day-to-day basis, judging righteous judgment, you know, using discernment, applying wisdom, you know, everything that entails being a true judge. All right, because one thing about being a judge, you can't judge you can't judge out of emotion. All right. That's one thing about a judge. You got to leave your emotions out of it. No emotions involved. You know, because, hey, you know, the time is coming, man, and I'm seeing it more and more. Just as far as people asking questions and people they just you ever notice why people just lean to you, man? They just want to talk to you, man. You know, especially if you're a brother like me, I don't want to be bothered. You know, I don't want to be bothered whatsoever. I ain't got nothing to say to these people. All right, the hell with everyone. That's the thing. You can't be like that. You know, you can't be like that. You know, as much as I've just be wanting to tell everyone to kick rocks and leave me the hell alone, you can't do that. Especially if I be one of those men, you can't do that, because the time is coming when, and every situation is unique. It's a case by case, because, you know, people come up, man. I kid you not, you know, and brothers that know what I'm talking about. You know, it's just different personalities. You know, different personalities, and you gotta know how to deal with these personalities. You know, one person might piss you off, and you can't, you know, take that frustration out on the next person. It's like dealing with multiple women. Again, the time is coming. Isaiah 4:1. You know, depending on how many women that the Lord brings around brothers, For some brothers, it might be just 2 women. You got to deal with 2 personalities. For some brothers, you might literally have 7 women. That's 7 different personalities. For some brothers, it might be 100 women. You're going to have to learn to deal with 100 personalities. You know, and this is what we're learning. All right. You know, to how to be judges, how to rule, how to handle situations, how to handle certain matters. Again, the applying wisdom, because the time is coming. The believers are coming. You know, and the scripture says, "Be ready to give answer to every man." Right? Because everyone, you know, these people, they're going to see the hope that's in you when all hell is breaking loose. They're going to see the hope that's in you, and they're going to see that light, man. They're going to be attracted to that light. And people are going to be coming up, man. You know, people are going to be coming up. Jake, the innumerable multitude, heathens. You know, and this is what we're being groomed for: leadership. Because we are all lords in our own realm. You know, I have this talk with the beloved head brother of my camp, the brother Nahoya, from time to time. You know, because it's a beautiful thing, and that goes to show you the balance of things. You know, because I can only imagine the responsibility, the burden of what it is to be a head of a camp. You know, and likewise, you know, because you know I have I have multiple families. You know, from the demons and the children. You know, and it's just like I said, I can only imagine what it's like to be a head of a camp. You know, the load that is. But likewise, hey, you know, because the brother, you know, he doesn't have the responsibility of you know, dealing with, you know, family. You know, but I do. And for brothers that do, especially if it's multiple families, then you know. You know, so like I said, just to show you know how the Lord works. You know, because that's another thing. You know, how we deal amongst brothers. You know, how we judge matters amongst each other, the councils and things of that nature. Because again, it starts with the small things. We're looking to judge the world, be leaders of the world, the real new world order to come. But how much more when it comes to these small things, these minor things? You know. But that's why it's all a preparation. We're being prepped, groomed for leadership. All right. I'm gonna go to this in Luke 19. Luke 19 and 13. And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, Occupy till I come. But his citizens hated him and sent a message after him, saying, We will not have this man to reign over us. And it came to pass that when he was returned, having received the kingdom, then he commanded these servants to be called unto him, to whom he had given the money, that he might know how much every man had gained by trading. Then came the first, saying, Lord, thy pound hath gained 10 pounds. And he said unto him, Well, thou good servant, because thou hast been faithful in a very little, have thou authority over 10 cities. And the second came, saying, Lord, thy pound hath gained 5 pounds. And he said, Likewise to him be thou also over 5 cities. So you see, man, because you know, of course, every brother's lot is different. Every brother's measure is different. You know, it will be a ranking authority, nevertheless. All right. But again, being a pillar, we're not talking about a pillar of just some some building. No, I mean, we're talking about being one of those pillars that's going to maintain and uphold the kingdom. The kingdom of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. That's not a small thing. Being one of those pillars. A pillar is something that holds up a foundation, man. So being one of those pillars, you know, one of those that's going to uphold and maintain the kingdom. That's not a light thing. But it starts with the little things. Like it said in this parable, hey, because you were faithful in a little thing, in a little, hey, be a ruler over 10 cities. Likewise, at 5, right? Every brother's gonna have a certain lot. Every brother's gonna have certain responsibilities. Because before we get the power, we're learning the responsibility of what it is to have this power. We're learning the before we get the perks and all the goodly things, we're learning what it is. We're learning the responsibilities to what it is in maintaining and upholding or even having the power before we fully get it. Because Jake loves the titles, but they never want to hold themselves accountable. Well, the Lord is we're learning. Hey, we're holding ourselves. The Lord is holding us accountable. All right. The Lord's making sure that hey, we know what it is, man, to be responsible. To deal everything righteously in the spirit. That's what we're learning. Again, real power and authority is going to be given to hopefully elect men. But this is what we're being groomed for, man. There's thrones, seats of judgment that's being prepared for us. Lord won't aware of that number. The Lord willing, this was edifying. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Shalom to you, hopefully elect.